Authorities in New Jersey have a promising new lead in a murder case that dates back nearly 30 years. The slaying of a 7-year-old girl that shocked the community in 1966. And as CNN's Marianne McCrae explains, the case still tugs at the heartstrings of residents.
In the spring of 1966, a brutal murder shocked the quiet town of Elizabeth, New Jersey. Now, nearly 3 decades later, investigators have new information that could lead to the killer of 7-year-old Wendy Sue Wolin.
It was something that really rocked the community. And it's one of those things where you get together with your friends that you were growing up with, and the subject invariably comes up. Do you remember when Wendy Sue Wolin was murdered and what it was like, in town?
What it was like was a city filled with fear. Wendy Sue lived in an affluent section of town and was waiting for her mother in front of a firehouse near her home.
While she was standing there waiting for her mother, a man in a green coat and a fedora walked up to her, and at first she thought she was punched.
Upon further examination, there was blood. We found out she'd been stabbed, and about an hour or so later we found out that she had passed away.
Every unit, whether it was traffic, detective bureau, specialized unit, patrol division, everything just seemed to come to a stop, reorganize, and begin to work on this particular case.
But the killer was never caught, and parents began keeping their children inside. Anthony Foti served ice cream to Wendy Sue in a store near where she died.
Well, right after that happened, business just dropped down to zero.
The case has remained open all these years, but it wasn't until several weeks ago that a person who was not an eyewitness came forward with a credible tip, leading investigators to a possible suspect.
We believe that this is a promising lead. It has opened up new avenues of investigation.
Something just triggered something in their memory, that's all.
It's hard to solve cases this old, but Union County prosecutors have done it before. They nabbed John List in 1989 and later convicted him 19 years after he murdered his family. And they say they'll do it again for Wendy Sue Wolin.
We owe it to her and her family to bring this case to closure and hopefully bring this murderer to justice.
Marianne McCrae, CNN, Elizabeth, New Jersey.